there, fellow wedding pros. Even though I'm a marketing and Pinterest expert, I am also a wedding photographer. Engagement season, as you all know, is November through February, or Thanksgiving through Valentine's Day. And it's time to shine and make the most of this joyous time when couples are saying I do to forever love. Today, I am going to be sharing 8 marketing tips to help you not only survive but thrive during this bustling season. Doing all this work now will lay the groundwork for leads in the coming months. Tip number 1, update your Pinterest profile. Of course, I have to start with Pinterest. It is super important that you optimize your Pinterest profile to showcase your expertise. Create boards that highlight your work, such as stunning engagement photo ideas or dreaming wedding venues in XYZ city or area, or wedding planning tips and advice. Pin your best content and share tips and advice that resonate with couples that are engaged, because the first thing couples do when they get engaged is they jump onto Pinterest to see what everyone else is doing to start deciding on what they're going to do. Also, a couple little caveats. Make sure if you're a wedding pro that you are using location-specific keywords throughout Pinterest, everywhere on Pinterest. And the reason for that is you want to make sure that the couples that are the easiest to book, those that are local to you, will be more inclined to book you as they find your content online. You can be a travel photographer and you can share blog posts from other states or countries, and those SEO keywords will rank and will drive traffic to you. Like I just have been pivoting my business to elopements from full day weddings because I don't want to do 10 and 12 and 14 hour days anymore. And I really love going to Yosemite for 3 or 4 hours and just photographing a really intimate wedding. So what I did was I did a wedding styled shoot in Yosemite a year ago, and I started marketing the heck out of it. And now I have weddings booked, elopements booked for Yosemite. The other thing that you want to do is you don't want to just share those gorgeous photos in a pin. Because what happens with those is they do get saved and they do get impressions, which is helpful to your Pinterest account, but they don't and aren't as helpful at getting you booked. If you put text over them, like summer wedding in San Jose or fall wedding at Fortino Winery as an example, on the text overview, any couples that are getting married in a certain city or at that venue will definitely want to look, because the first thing that they're doing when they get engaged is looking at wedding venues, and they want to see the photos that were taken at the wedding venue to get an idea of what that wedding venue looks like at a wedding. And those pins without the text overlay oftentimes end up on a 16-year-old future wedding board. And by that time, you might not even be a wedding pro anymore, or they may not be your ideal couple. So let's not put some marketing out there that takes, 10 years to come to fruition. We want to find couples that are actively looking for wedding photographers or whatever your specialty is in the city that they're getting married in. So definitely use those keywords and definitely use text overlay. Number 2, refresh old educational blog posts. Take a look at your old educational blog posts and go into Google and get them ranked to see what was the most popular, the top 5 most popular educational posts, and go in and refresh those. Update them with gorgeous photos. Don't change the URL, because any pins that you have, if you change the URL, they're going to go to a 404 code. They're not going to get you anywhere. It's going to be an error and people won't be able to find you, and they'll pop back onto Pinterest, which tells Pinterest that you're not really popular or that your content isn't really good. So you want to make sure that you don't update that URL, but you can update the title, you can update the photos on there, and you probably do want to update that educational content because you might feel differently about certain things that you wrote about last year or years past, but definitely update them. This way you are keeping your blog content current and relevant, and you don't have to rewrite or create more content. You can just update that content that's already really good and driving traffic even better. Better SEO, better keyword ranking, all the things. The other thing that I will say is in wedding season, it is really important to get the couples to see your stuff at the very beginning of their wedding planning process. And what do couples do at the very beginning of their wedding planning process? They will pick a venue, they'll pick a date, they may get their wedding dress, they may hire a photographer. Those are some of the first things that wedding couples do, maybe even asking their wedding party to be a part of their wedding, right? So all of those things are fantastic content to make sure that you update. One of my most popular blog posts is "You're engaged, now what?" And it gives all these tips on what to do and what not to do, like don't share you're engaged on social media till you tell your family, right? Third tip, write new educational blog posts. This is an ideal moment to create fresh, fun, and educational content that is centered on the initial stages, as I just mentioned, of wedding planning, covering topics like selecting an ideal wedding date, choosing the perfect venue, picking your wedding photographer, picking your wedding planner, tailored with area-specific keywords to resonate with your ideal couples. Tip number 4, share reviews and photos. This is something that everyone totally forgets. Either you're not collecting reviews or you're only sharing the photos of your couples once or a couple times after their wedding or after delivering the gallery. I personally share the sneak peeks the day after the wedding. I share a blog post a week after the wedding and share that on social media. And then I typically deliver their gallery within 2 to 3 weeks. But what I also do is I share photos on my past couple's anniversary. That has given me so many referrals from clients just because I am tagging them, they share it on their story, and any of their friends who are getting engaged tend to start coming and following me to see if they want to work with me as their wedding photographer. So don't forget to do anniversary photos or reviews. Even if it's in a text, take a snapshot and put their photo on there, and then in a slider or a carousel, put that review after. It is so powerful for couples to hear what other couples say instead of listening to what you say about yourself. These stories really help potential clients connect with your work personally and showcasing how you brought their visions to life. Be sure to tag couples and venues and fellow wedding pros in your blog, social media, and Pinterest posts. When they engage with it, your work will spread even further. Make sure to share those behind the scenes videos. One type of reel that has been very engagement heavy for me is when I share behind the scenes and then follow up with finished and final edited photos. It constantly gets an interaction for me, so definitely try those out. Tip number 5, offer engaging content on social media. Utilize your social media channels to create engaging content, share tips, fun facts, and behind the scenes glimpses of your work. Take all of those updated blog posts or new educational blog posts and share one tip every week face to camera in a reel. They will be really effective for you. The more engaging and interactive you are on social media, the more couples will be drawn to your brand. Don't forget to tag couples and wedding vendors as well as the wedding location, because that will definitely attract even more people. Number 6, collaborate with other wedding vendors. Number 6, Collaborate with other wedding vendors. Reach out to wedding vendors who align with your brand values and how you work. Collaborations can really help you tap into their audience and gain more visibility during engagement season. Focus on building real relationships and not just trying to use marketing tactics. Truly focus on how you can help them, because what goes around comes around. And if you seek to offer assistance versus help growing your business, but actually how you can help them, that is reciprocated and it is really appreciated as well. Number 7, connect with past clients. Reach out to past clients through email. One thing that I do is after a couple gets married, instead of a weekly email, they transition to a monthly email. That's where I'm going to roll out just information of what's going on in the business, if I have any mini sessions, things like that. I have a large number of couples who come back to me year after year after year for family portrait. Encourage them in monthly email that you send out to share it with any engaged friends that they have. Another thing that I do is any couple that refers a couple to me that books me to do their wedding, I give the couple that referred to me a free session. And some of my clients have not even had to pay for any of these because they've referred me business. And as you know, a wedding is so much more money than a family session. And so it is worth it to me to offer them that as an incentive to talk about me as their photographer. Number 8, be a responsive and supportive expert. I know I shouldn't have to say this, and I know many of you that are watching this video who are educating themselves on things to do going into wedding season for marketing are probably truly responsive and supportive to their couples, but it is something that should not go without saying. As always, you should be responsive and supportive when dealing with not only inquiries, but clients that have already booked you. Check in with them every couple months leading up to the wedding. Don't sort of have them book and then ghost them and then 2 months before the wedding start talking about a timeline. Stay in touch. Ask them if they've got their wedding dress. Ask them how wedding planning is going. Show that you are not just an expert, but a caring professional ready to support that couple as they embark on their wedding planning journey. Because as we know as wedding industry professionals, that planning a wedding can sometimes be a full-time job, especially for those who have not done it before, which is the majority of our clients. Make sure, in summary, to embrace engagement season with these 8 actionable strategies to thrive as a wedding pro. From optimizing your Pinterest profile to connecting with past clients and everything in between, these tips are a secret recipe for success. Now is the perfect time on the precipice of engagement season to shine. By following these insights, you not only survive, but you'll thrive